What's up? I go by the name of Blacklite District, and you're watching Stage Clicks.
Hi, Kyle.
Hi.
I'm Sherry with Stage Clicks Photography. Happy to be out here tonight at Pub Rock.
I am happy to be here. It's the tour kickoff night.
I know.
I appreciate you coming out, and yeah, it's going to be fun.
I'm looking forward to it. So let's just start with you and Roman were together as kids.
Yes.
Like way back.
Absolutely.
And tell me a little bit how that all came to play.
Well, you know, as a kid, I started really getting into music, and, you know, I wanted to start a band in Grandma's basement. So at the time, I pretty much just found my friends and whoever I thought I could teach to play something, and we kind of had a band, and we would go in and out of members, and one week I'd be the singer, then I'd play guitar because someone else, and blah, blah. And yeah, but me and Roman met in 5th grade, and I had him come along for the first show, and yeah, over the years, we just pretty much, you know, he's been with me a long time now, and yeah, here we are all these years later still playing. Like literally did our first show together, never played without each other, by the way. And yeah, he was 10, I was 11, and I'm going on 30 now, and he's here, so yeah, we're still at it, you know.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So your first single, May 2011, correct?
Yep, kind
this
of.
Is where it ends, huh?
Yep. Well, it's funny because for sure. Yeah. Well, that was kind of like the first one, you know. So obviously, I like to consider something later that we did like on a. But no, that was definitely the first official song we put out. Our local radio station played it, and again at the time I was like, wow, this is amazing.
I was just gonna say the anticipation must have been killing you.
Yep. We worked with an amazing producer for that, Stephen Short. He's passed away now, but he worked with Queen and Paul McCartney. And he really took us under his wing in terms of a manager and a producer, and learned a lot from him. And then yeah, from there we just kept, you know, trying to climb our way up the ladder, finding producers, managers, anyone that would pretty much listen and hear what we had to say. And yeah, for sure.
So September then brings us to 2011. I'm Still Here.
Yep. I'm Still Right Here. That was actually off the This Is Where It Ends EP is what we called it. So both those songs. And again, you know, like first kind of music that we professionally recorded and put out. Good way to like cut your teeth and pay your dues, so to speak, and learn how the industry works. Again, we heard a lot of no's that early on, but again, it really sets you up for knowing next time, and you know what I mean? You live and learn, literally.
Yeah,
so,
experience.
Yeah.
How were you feeling at that point?
It was exciting because it is, you know, it's like, again, it's the dream. So it's like, wow, people are really hearing my music for the first time, or seeing, you know what I'm saying? Like whether it's getting a thing in the local newspaper or whatever, anything that it's like, wow, people are really seeing this. It's such an exciting feeling, and I mean, that's really, there's nothing like that. Same with the show, you know what I mean? Like, there's nothing like being able to get on stage and play your music, and sometimes when the people know the songs, sometimes like, wow, how did I get here? You know what I mean? Yeah.
Back then, we'll fast forward a little bit to October when you went to the Whiskey A Go-Go.
Yep, I remember that. That was, you know, I grew up loving Motley Crue and Guns N' Roses and all this kind of stuff, so I had known about the Whiskey, obviously, through many behind the musics and this and that. So the first time I got to play there, I'm glad you're actually asking about this, because that was something that at the time was just like another dream come true. Again, even if they're little steps, every step you can take up the ladder. So yeah, to play the Whiskey was awesome. We ended up playing it like 3-4 times that year, and just to be like, wow, my favorite acts were standing right on this stage doing their thing was just. It brings me a smile thinking about it now.
How was the crowd? Was it like...
Well, the first one was decent. It was a smaller crowd. It was probably like 30, 40 people. But again, at the time for being there, I was just happy to be there.
That's
you know?
awesome.
Yep, absolutely.
Okay, then around 2013, you went on your first major tour with Saving Abel.
Yep.
Holy cow.
Yep.
We're moving up.
We are definitely moving up. So I had signed with a manager at the time who a few months later signed Saving Abel. And they were going on tour, and at the time we had a song called With Me Now, which was on Octane, and you know, it went top 40 on the Billboard charts. We were getting a lot of radio play.
Right.
So yeah, we got hooked up with them. We went out and we did, I think, 2 full tours. And again, you know, to go from first tour opening up for Saving Abel, it was amazing. And they, again, you know, showed us the do's and don'ts of the road, and you kind of cut your teeth out there with people who have experience. So Saving Abel was an awesome tour at that time, for sure.
That's interesting. I see a lot of genres are listed out there for your sound.
For sure.
Where do you put yourself?
That's a tough one, you know. Obviously, maybe not obvious, but I grew up loving rock music. Ozzy, Guns N' Roses, Motley Crue, Metallica, all the way up. Roman loves Linkin Park and this and that. So I like to think it's always rock-based music. Nowadays, I do get a lot of influences from whether it be hip-hop or pop or other areas. So if I had to say, I would say more like alternative, just because it's a little bit of everything. Some songs are going to sound like hard rock songs. You might hear a song and might think it's a rap artist or Post Malone or something. So again, just all over, because again, nowadays with the platforms like YouTube and Spotify, you can reach so many people, and I am inspired by a lot of these genres. So I like to mix a little bit of that. That way people that love Post Malone can like me, and the people that love...
Increase that fan base.
Exactly, you know, absolutely, 100%.
So let's talk about Sold Out a little bit. Anything in this album that stands out from your other albums?
Yeah, I would say the real mixture of hard rock and what they call trap beats for the first time. Obviously the songwriting is always evolving. So I think just better songs, better sonically enhanced music, production kind of terms here. But yeah, just always moving the quality up, making sure that it's your best music that you can do at that time. You know, I'm already 4 songs into the next project, which I think are 10 times better than that, but I'm always like that. Your new song is always your favorite. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So you just, I guess, like, I just always hope that there's one on an album that is going to do a little better. Like for Sold Out, there's a song called Me Against the World that had a lot of airplay on Octane, and, you know, got over 5 million streams of that, and so I'm totally satisfied and love it. Yep.
Make sure you guys check out Blacklite District on all the major social media, as well as Spotify and all the Apple. I mean, he's everywhere.
Yep, you can follow me on Instagram at Blacklite District, Twitter official BLD, blacklightdistrict.net, and yeah, we're all over. Check out the music, share it, like it, subscribe to Stage Clicks and my channel, and yeah, shout out to Stage Clicks, by the way.
I do want to also thank Tom George for setting this up for us.
Shout out Tom George. Tom George.
He's really helping me out.
Well, and you know, he does the same for me too. I've been working with him for many years now. And again, I love to work with people who have such an appetite for success. And then, like, look, you and I are sitting here talking. Helps you, helps me. We're all here. I love it, for sure.
So a couple of miscellaneous questions for you.
Absolutely.
Not so much band related, I guess. Do you have any funny stories about tour life?
Yeah, well, okay, so the first Saving Abel tour we were talking about, we had my birthday. So my birthday's in June 9th, and we were playing in Joliet, Illinois, and it was a big show, and no one really mentioned anything about my birthday that day, which I thought was kind of odd. Turns out it was all for a secret, of course.
Of course.
I go upstage, do my set, and it was actually an acoustic set that night. And about halfway through, all the guys from Saving Abel came out with plates of whipped cream. And my guys, their crew, their guys came out and just dumped me full of melted hot whipped cream. Got all over my guitar, inside of it. We didn't have a hotel that day, so I didn't have a shower. It was awful, but it made for a funny clip, and it's what they call hazing in a way. So it was. I always thought that was pretty funny, just to be on stage with full of whipped cream in front of everybody, you know.
Nice.
And there was like 500 people there, so it was like, It was a good one, you know. Yeah.
Do you have any pre-show rituals? Like warm-ups and stuff?
For sure. We try to do warm-ups as much as possible. Like you saw me earlier doing the little and things like that. I usually like to take at least like 5 minutes by myself, with no one around, just so that I can kind of, I feel like I got to kind of get in that, exactly, become the character, so to speak. So it just takes me a minute, so I always like to have at least 5 minutes by myself, walking back, pacing back and forth. And then I'll usually get nervous for a minute or two, like where I'm sure I'll get it here in a few minutes where it's like, but then when the music goes on, it's like a switch flips and I'm ready to hit it, you know?
Totally.
Yeah.
What's your favorite thing while you're on the stage? Like your favorite thing to do or act? Or...
While on the stage? That's a really good question. Well, it's weird because I don't ever make eye contact with people, which is strange. I try to, but again, like I get in my zone, and sometimes I'm just like there in that moment, So I just like to make sure I'm singing really good and have fun, most importantly, and make sure everyone in the audience is having fun. Because I know not everyone is going to have heard of me if I'm opening on a tour or know every song. So you just got to kind of be cautious that, hey, like not everyone's going to be singing every word to you. You know what I mean? So it's like, okay,
don't have like.
Exactly. So it's like if a lot of these people don't know me, it's always a goal to be like, okay, well, I'm going to try to get them to like what we're doing and like what I'm vibing and things like that, you know? So.
And like, how do you balance tour life with home life and kids and stuff like that?
That's hard. I do have a 6-year-old boy at home, and I've been going on tours since he was born, you know, but now that he's older, he understands obviously more and knows that I have to leave, so it's really hard. Fortunately for me, because of like the online success I've had, I don't have to tour all the time. Obviously, it's still hard to leave to be gone for 3 weeks to a month. But when I'm home, I'm a full-time dad, and he's with me a lot of the time. You know what I mean? So I try to make up for it, but it's definitely hard. I cry pretty hard. He does, and it's pretty much he makes me cry because I'm so sad that I'm making him sad. But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I try to balance as good as I can. FaceTime. Luckily nowadays you got FaceTime to where we can see each other. But yeah, that's pretty much what we do. So.
Okay, strange one.
Let's do it.
What was the strangest question an interviewer ever asked you?
That's a good.
Or something you refused to answer. Or something.
Let me think here. Strangest question. I've had a few. I'm thinking of it right now, I think. I think someone one time asked if I would be, I don't know if this really, some guy, a man asked me if I would sign his rear end.
Oh.
I thought that was strange.
That's strange enough,
at the time.
right?
Yep. I don't remember if that was during an interview or not. It'd be even weirder if it was,
Weird
but
thing, yeah.
But yeah, something like that. So.
If you could change one thing in this world, if you had the power, what would it be?
Wow. I'd need it if this was a real thing. I'd have to really think about this. If I could change one thing in the world, I think again, just to keep it simple, would be like to just not spread so much hate and negativity. Like we all only get to live one time. I know many people and have had many family members that I've lived longer than. It's like life is so short to be out there. Just, you know what I mean? Being negative, spread the love, spread the positivity. We're all here, let's enjoy it. I just wish people had a better, I'm not saying that everyone's like this, but I wish that people that weren't had a better outlook on life. You know what I mean? Yep.
Okay, last question. Look into the camera and tell your fans anything you want.
I appreciate your guys' support. You literally make my dreams come true. Our platform, our BLD community. I appreciate Stage Clicks for doing an amazing interview with me. I'm grateful that the tour is kicking off tonight, and I can't wait to show you guys what's next.
Where's your next show?
El Paso, Texas, tomorrow night. So I'm excited about that. We're hitting Texas, Louisiana, Arkansas, Illinois. A lot of shows coming up, so check me out on social media. Check it out, Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, share it, and I will see you guys soon.
Thank you so much,
Absolutely.
Kyle. Appreciate it.
It's not as big as